Does Tesla have plans to sell the Model 3 for under $30,000? If they do, would you buy it? Hey y'all, it's Dr. Know-It-All. This channel is dedicated to finding out whether I really do know it all or not. If you enjoy the video, definitely make sure you like and subscribe to the channel for more, and definitely make sure you ask questions in the comments or at my email address. So I got this idea from watching Stephen Mark Ryan at Solving the Money Problem. He always says he gets his best ideas when he's a little and lately I've been getting my best ideas watching his channel, so I don't know if that means I'm getting a contact high or not, but we'll see. Okay, so what am I talking about here? First of all, I want to make it very clear, I'm talking about the Tesla Model 3 right now, not some hypothetical Tesla Model 2 that's supposed to be a down market model, etc., etc. I'm talking about the Model 3. I'm also talking about in the future. I'm not talking about right now. I'm talking about, at a guess, 1 to 2 years from now. So it would be a medium range plan, right? That's how far away I'm talking about. Also, I have no insider information. This is just a thought experiment on my part. I think it's really intriguing though, and quite a reasonable possibility, a reasonable risk for Tesla to take. So how would they do this? The short answer is software. And as Stephen Mark Ryan always says, I'm going to steal your phrase here, this matters.
This matters.
So think about like a loss leader at a supermarket or a freemium game where you get the game for free, but you have to pay for all the in-game upgrades and so forth. The current cheapest Tesla sells for $39,990 US. That's the rear-wheel drive Model 3 Standard Range Plus. That's the cheapest way you can get into a Tesla right now. So what I'm talking about is taking $8,000 off the price of that car. All right, so number one would just be some more efficient building. So they would take lessons that they've learned from the Model Y and they would build it with fewer parts and more efficiently. And let's say that they could shave like $2,000 off the cost of building the product from that point. That leaves about $6,000 left. There's also batteries, and again, on battery day, this may become more clear, and they might be able to shave some money off with the batteries, but let's table that for now because that's a really difficult thing to talk about. But so batteries might also shave a couple $1,000s off the cost to produce the car, but for now, let's just ignore that. All right, so how do we get that extra $6,000 off? It's all about the loss leader idea. Now, I think to be reasonable about this, let's assume that Tesla's not going to lose money on the car, but what they would do is produce it and sell it for approximately cost. Rather than making a large margin like 35% or something, they might only make a couple of percent margin on the car itself. Then what you do is, assuming that full self-driving is actually fully functional in a year to 18 months to 2 years. So this idea completely depends on the fact that full self-driving actually works by then. I'm not talking about regulatory stuff, right? That's going to take years for laws to catch up with this. But I'm talking about for real, like you can get in and you can say, take me to the grocery store, and it will pull out of your driveway and it'll drive you to the grocery store. And you know, maybe you have to have your finger on the wheel just for legal stuff, but I mean, it does it on its own, right? That's what I'm talking about. So this is making a big assumption. And if you look at my other episodes up here, you can see that I'm not absolutely convinced this is going to happen in the near future. But I tell you, Elon Musk sure seems to be, and Tesla sure seems to be getting behind the idea that they've really almost got FSD licked with version 2.0 of their software. Okay, so assuming full self-driving is solved, what you do is then you sell it at a premium. Say right now it's at $8,000 for a non-functional thing. So it's not unreasonable to say like $12,000 for this option after it really, really works, right? So this is where you start to make up your $6,000 per car that you need. Also, you could sell full self-driving on a subscription basis where you basically pay it off over time. The idea for this would be that the subscription might be a little bit less than paying for it. You know, like if you rolled in the $12,000 and you financed it, the subscription would cost a little bit less than that, but you would pay it forever. You would never actually finish paying off the subscription service. So you would always pay it. So what if they get 40% uptake on this option? And remember, this is a pretty cool option to have. So I don't think this is unreasonable. Some might just want it, right? And a cheaper car allows you the ability to spend more on the bells and whistles than you would if you were really stretching to the max to buy the car. Also, if it's a subscription, the monthly payment could be a bit lower, as I said, but you would never finish paying it off, right? So there's an advantage to that, and people might find that attractive. You know, if you just said it was $190 something, $150 a month extra, or who knows what, right? I haven't thought about exactly how much it would come out to be per month, but eventually Tesla would actually make more money on a subscription because the person would never finish paying it off. And of course, there's the eventual possibility of robo-taxis, which is a huge, moneymaker for people that they don't really even have to expend energy to do. So that would make it super worthwhile. I don't know about the possibility of that happening with regulations anytime in the near future, but whatever. That is another possibility at some point out there, maybe in the 3 to 5 year range, not the 1 to 2 year range. Currently, the thinking on full self-driving, and remember, this is kind of more of a party trick than anything at this point. It's $8,000, and the thinking is that there's about a 25% uptake from the market for it. So that's pretty solid, considering it's mostly just a toy at this point. So let's just say you get about $12,000 per full self-driving upgrade, and that's a 40% uptake in the market. So that means you're getting around $4,800 or let's say $5,000 per car, which is pretty close to that additional $6,000 you need per car to make it viable in terms of profit margin for Tesla. And again, eventually, if the cost decline happens with cars and the batteries and so forth, and you could even push the margin higher, they could actually make more money off of this potentially than they are right now selling the cars the way they are. So again, why would Tesla do this? This is a very risky thing to do, and it could backfire. And really, once you release a model for under $30,000, you can't take it back. You can't say like, oh, psych, we thought we were going to do this and we tried it for 6 months and it didn't work out, so now we're raising it back to $36,000 or $37,000. You can't really do that, right? You've got to keep that entry-level price down once you do it. So that's a big risk. The short answer, of course, is more people in a Tesla. That's why. Think of it as a market share thing if you want to, or you can just think of it as helping to bring the cost down into the realm of middle-class consumer vehicles like Toyotas and VWs, etc., that, often start just under $30,000. Elon Musk has specifically said that his big regret so far at Tesla is that his cars are too expensive for most people. Think about what this reduction does. If you can get it under $30,000, at least in the US, that's a huge psychological thing. Elsewhere, whatever that equivalent price would be. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about. It's bringing it into that realm where people are like, wait, I can afford this, not, oh, that's just too much money, I can't afford it. So this definitely would help with their mission statement. It would accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy, right? That's a big, big thing. It'll also drive the Model 3 from the premium market, right, around $40,000, into the mass market territory at around $30,000, while at the same time, it'll be a better car than the current Model 3 is. What an amazing win-win that is. So again, to make this possible, full self-driving needs to be completely solved. And additionally, batteries need to be a non-issue by then as well, right? There's no sense in trying to drive this thing into the mass market if they can't even produce enough cars to sell to all the people who want them because the price is cheaper. And the main sticking point is batteries. So, right, as I actually just did a video on that too, right? Batteries are a huge sticking point right now. So they need to solve the battery problem as well as full self-driving to make this reasonable. So if full self-driving can be completely solved in, say, a year, and battery production can be upped by a large degree in, say, a year to 18 months, then Tesla could drive a luxury-priced car right down into the mass market price range. Wow. That's a huge market share increase. It's a huge mind share increase. You create a lot of happy customers. If the risk goes well, there's little or no loss in profit, and potentially they might even gain in profit in the long term. It's win-win-win. Boom. Now, make it so, number Elon. If you enjoyed this video, definitely make sure you like the video and subscribe for more of these. And definitely ask questions in the comments or at my email address, which is DrKnowItAllKnowsTech@gmail.com. Till next time, bye-bye.